and welcome to Failed Forward, the podcast for those of us wondering, how the hell did I get here? My name is Rachel Durkin. I'm with Paradigm Marketing and Design. We are a web branding, marketing, and sales enablement agency that specializes in working with clients with a complex sale. And today I am joined with my co-host, the lovely and talented Donna Miller. Donna, introduce yourself.
Well, I thank you, Rachel. I am Donna Miller, Chief Visionary Officer at C3 Workplace and founder of Donna Miller Business Growth Consulting. For nearly 30 years, we've been helping companies to accelerate their growth by providing support and advisory services around finance, operations, and marketing execution. We allow growing teams and business owners to focus on that which truly drives their business forward. And our clients know that by bringing us in to build systems that are integrated, efficient, and executable, whether that's by them or by us, they are laying the foundation for building a company that grows without them, something I'm pretty passionate about. And we are delighted to welcome today to the Failed Forward, How the Hell Did I Get Here podcast, Karen Rosilli-Kiefer. So Karen, with your beautiful background there, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for having me. Like you said, my name is Karen Rosilli-Kiefer, and I am the owner of Team Par in Flanders, New Jersey. In a nutshell, I am considered the chief mastermind of the company, but honestly, I'm the janitor and the assistant to each of my managers every day. I am a huge component of team, and that I didn't get here alone. And it's all about, the betterment of the team as a whole. I've been in business for 32 years. And don't do the math there because I'm feeling pretty old. We evolved originally we started as a flooring company, good old fashioned trade, and we became a full service, interiors firm with 3 divisions currently, in operation. If you want to know about them now, I could tell you. Par Flooring is the first and founding division. We specify, supply, and install commercial flooring. Par Solutions offers turnkey interior design, space planning, and furniture procurement. And Par FM offers fractional support for facilities management with a focus on long-term asset planning. So people don't know that their building is on fire until it's on fire. So hopefully by utilizing our services, they will prevent those obstacles, and keep their budgets intact.
So for those of our audience watching, I've known Karen for years, and she's been a wonderful inspiration and confidant to me. But Karen, there's something that you said years and years ago that I don't know if I ever told you that it really impacted me, and you said it just now here, that you built your business, because you also have 3 kids, by building the right team around you, both personally and professionally. So talk to us about that. What were your obstacles as you grew, with your home life and your personal life? I mean, you've come so far. And how did you overcome them?
Well, truthfully, there's a lot of obstacles. One, my husband and I, on the same day, all those years ago, quit our very lucrative New York City jobs. We both wrote a business plan. We sat down and said, the worst that could happen is we fail. And the best that could happen is we don't. But we wanted a life of our own making, and we knew that we wanted children, and we wanted to be able to parent those children the way we wanted to parent those children without having somebody tell us no. So on the same day, like I said, we quit our New York City jobs, and we both, jumped into the abyss. And I'm proud and happy to say all these years later that my husband and I are still entrepreneurs doing our own thing.
But separate businesses. You're not together.
Oh God, we've never been together. That's why we're still married.
Yeah.
That's how we're still married.
Yeah.
So no. So I think the first thing that obstacle would have been look, we could have said that you can't have two businesses running in a household with 3 children and blah, blah, blah. No, what we did was we created a system that works for us. You know, we support each other. We understand that it's more than a job, you know what I mean? And I have an ongoing to-do list that is like scary long, hundreds of things on the list. And every day I say I need to get 20 things off that list. Well, one day it could be 10 things for my kids, you know, and another day it could be 20 things for my business. But the whole point is there is no separation of church and state in my life. You know what I mean? That entrepreneurship and being a wife and being a mother, you know, and being a, you know, we also own real estate that we manage. All of that, you know what I mean, is just all in one bucket. Now, back to PAR, if you wanted to know what my biggest obstacle was, it wasn't deciding to be an entrepreneur or the support of my husband. It was being a woman in a man's industry. So I wear a hard hat. And, you know, picture me as a 26-year-old in Paterson, New Jersey on a job site. And one of the project supers yelling at one of my employees and basically saying, when the bleep is your boss going to get here? You know what I mean? Because we need to figure out the scheduling problem. And then my employee looked at him and said, she's been standing next to me the whole time.
Yeah.
And they just assumed I was his secretary.
Yeah.
And or I've been his wife, or I can't possibly be running the business, said the state of New Jersey, you know, when I was renewing my certified WBE, you know, status, which I've had, mind you, since 1997. So this isn't like something that I just decided to dabble in. And that just happened, guys, 5 years ago.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter how long I've been in this game. It does not matter. These problems with, you know, preconceived notions of who should be doing what job still exist. So honestly, I've had to work twice as hard, proving myself, to be awarded the same project that should have come to me naturally because I was the right fit at the right price with the right, you know, product and the right solution.
Mm. So I hear so much in there, Karen. And, you know, the three of us met through WPO, and statistically, you know, WPO is women presidents of $1 million plus companies. Statistically, only 2% of women ever break $1 million in sales, which is a sad friggin' number. And you and your husband quit your job, wrote business plans with basically no safety net. Talk to me a little bit about how you turn, because you must turn risk and fear into motivation. There has to be some transformation that happens for you with risk and fear that turns it from a weakness to a strength. I think that happens.
Well, I'm blessed that I was never told no growing up. I have to be honest. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, and I was told I could be anything I want to be, hard stop. I was never put in a box that you need to be a school teacher because you're a woman. You need to be a nurse because you're a woman. So those challenges were taken off the table. And I think it probably made me obnoxiously confident, you know, so I was never afraid, you know, to walk into a room. I was never afraid to say, I'm here and I belong at this table. Maybe I should have been more afraid, and maybe, but I wasn't. And I think that I'm excellent at compartmentalizing. So I walk in, I don't take my problems from work home. I don't take my problems from home to work. You know what I mean? And I'm able to keep things in boxes and in perspective. I don't beat myself up over mistakes that I made. I have made plenty, believe me. I make plenty of mistakes every week, but I look at it and say, I will never make that mistake again. And I don't, you know what I mean? So I use them as stepping stones and building blocks. But I don't beat myself up. I said, well, I learned from that and I always look forward, never back.
Yeah.
So I think that those are ways that have helped us. Look, my husband and I have been on our knees many times between various recessions that we've lived through, turns in industry, 9/11, fears in the economy, changes of presidential power in our country. Like there's so many layers and layers and layers, needs of children, you know what I mean? And time crunches. But at the end of the day, we're still standing because honestly, I don't lie, I don't cheat, and I don't steal. And I think that having that moral compass and backbone, has enabled us, and my husband is the same way, has
Yeah.
enabled us, to be respected in what we do. Look, Donna and Rachel, you may say, I don't even friggin' like Karen, and that's fine. But you're never going to say you don't trust Karen. There's a big
Do what you
difference
say you're
there.
going to do always.
Yeah.
So one of the things you said earlier was that you put things in boxes. I'm a little fascinated by that because so Donna, you talk about work-life integration and Donna, Karen, you talked about everything's in the same bucket, right? The to-do list is integrated. But then you said you put things in different boxes. You don't bring your problems home. Talk to me about how you do that. Like how do you combine it all and then separate it all in the same breath?
I don't have expectations that my life is free. I
Mm-hmm.
know what I signed up for. I know I
Mm-hmm.
signed up to be a wife, a mother, an entrepreneur, a daughter, a business owner, and I am uber focused on those responsibilities. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So look, guys, when my business went through bad turns, I cut my salary. I didn't cut my people's salary. I took responsibility for that and I righted the ship. You know what I mean? So yes, I take it very seriously and I put those burdens on my shoulders, but I turn to prayer. I turn to meditation, in order to, keep myself in check.
Mm-hmm.
So
And you
honestly,
also
I
do a
think
good job of taking time for yourself. I've seen it. You're like, no,
I
this is
do.
my time. I'm going away for the weekend. Don't call me.
Yeah,
And
I feel
you,
zero guilt. I travel a
uh-huh.
lot. I
Mm-hmm.
travel a lot and I feel zero guilt from that. Look, my husband and I own a farm in Pennsylvania. That is very important for him and his well-being. And I say, God bless you. Go camping with your friends, go
Mm-hmm.
hang out at the farm, and I'm going to go to Turks and Caicos or the spa and get my,
Mm-hmm.
juju's going. You know what I mean? But that's, and because we have that relationship and that mutual respect and support for each other,
Mm-hmm.
I think that our marriage is still standing and so are our careers.
Yeah.
I think the whole concept of compartmentalizing, and I can completely relate to that, Karen, and I'm the same way. And I was going to say the same thing. It's about being over your feet. It's about, when I'm here doing this, I am here doing this. It doesn't matter that before I got on this, my house was blowing up or whatever. And I think over time, it's like a muscle. You strengthen that muscle of focus. And I'll be very honest, for me, compartmentalizing was more about leaving challenges at home, going to work. But as I've gotten a little bit older, it's worked for me in many areas, and I can see how that works for you as well. So talk to us a little bit, because we're, this time goes by so quickly. You have so many pearls of wisdom in that short stint that you just shared with us. And I agree with so much of it. And I love the idea of, you don't have to like me, but you'll trust me. And I think that's how you build a reputable business that has deep roots and legs, and a team that wants to jump through fire for you, because nobody does this in isolation. So if you could go back and change something and do something differently, what might that be?
So, there's so many things. Let's see. I told you, as a woman wearing a hard hat, not only has that had its own set of challenges, but it's been kind of lonely, because even though we want women in STEM-based industries, it's still far and few between that I'm out there and seeing this on a daily basis. So it wasn't until I found the WPO, which was 20 years into my career, you know what I mean, that I found a peer group of women that I felt like, oh, they might not wear a hard hat, but they get the challenges. They get the challenges of being an entrepreneur. So I wish that I found a peer group a lot sooner. I
Mhm.
wish that I learned how to say no sooner,
Mm.
so not every lead is going to convert to a client, and not all of them should. So know who you are, understand who values your business model, you know what I mean? And stay focused to that. I'm not saying you can't step out of your lane, you know what I mean? But don't be afraid to say no, and true to what you already believe and know is working. I think that if I had the ability of a magic 8 ball, I would have hired a salesperson much, much sooner.
Mm.
Not because they sell better than me or more than me, but by having somebody else doing BD and sales focused related, activities, I've been allowed to think about working on the business instead of in the business.
Mhm.
I've been allowed to focus on growth strategies, and looking at where we have gaps and holes, you know what I mean? And trying to, always make ourselves better as a team. And I guess another one would be, you know, I never had a business advisor or a business coach.
Mhm.
Uh, I had the people that I needed, like the tax accountant, you know what I mean? And all of the different, you know what I mean, the insurance agent and all the things you needed to keep a business going. But I have converted from a tax accountant to, a strategic accountant that, looks at the business holistically with me. And I think that if I had known her 10 years ago, I would be better for it today.
Mhm.
So I think that, I'm not a one-man mountain. I was taught by my father, who is an entrepreneur that I respect, very successful businessman, that you want to be, I don't want to say the dumbest person at the table, but
Mhm.
the dumbest person at the table.
Yeah, you've got to.
And you want to surround yourself with people that make you better, make you smarter. And I think I've done that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I've worked with people like Rachel and my accountant, and Lorena, and all these people that I have on retainer, because I say with them, I am stronger than I
Mhm.
am alone. I could have hired a marketing person and put them on my team. I could have done a lot of things differently, but I don't think that I would have gotten the same level of strategy and growth
Mhm.
if I had done it all in-house.
Mhm.
And perspective. You get that
Yeah.
outside perspective, which we don't get on the inside, no matter how
When you're
smart.
managing it, you have to tell others what to do. When you bring in consultants or people who are really good in their area, they tell you what to do. And I've heard that over and over again. And I see these young business owners who are scared to hire people smarter than them. And my business changed when I started hiring people smarter than me. Like everybody in my company better be smarter than me than something. And that includes down to the assistants who know how to log in and manage Facebook accounts in a way that I can't anymore. So, it's you need someone who always is smarter than you. I love that you said that, Karen. And you need the confidence to be able to say that and do that.
Look, how I grew this business was strategic.
Mm-hmm.
If I could say one thing, and this is the backbone of Team Par and my 30 plus years in this industry, I studied my competitors and
Mm-hmm.
I made sure that we were equally good at what they were good at.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I thought was their weakness, where I thought that they could not perform, I made myself an effing rock star in
Yeah.
plain English.
Mm-hmm.
So I made myself a product expert. I made myself a value engineering expert. I made myself, a return on investment advisor, because all they were thinking about was I need to supply and install X so
Mm-hmm.
I can make, you know what I mean, a sale. And
Yeah.
I had said, it's not about that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's about making an environment better, a building better, deepening a relationship with an end user so that they become a perpetual client.
Awesome.
So, look, we all have competitors and they're all good at something, so, and I never speak bad about any of them.
Yeah.
All I say is how I could do it different.
So, Karen, we're running up on time. Tell our audience, and I love everything you're saying is amazing. I could talk to you for an hour, but tell our audience how they can find you.
So our website is teampar, TEAMPAR.com. we service the entire state of New Jersey, parts of New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and we will design coast to coast as well. So we're always available for a chat, and you can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram as well.
Awesome.
Amazing. All right, Karen, thank you so, so much. And thank you to our audience for showing up today. We are so glad that you are joining us. And we will see you next time at Failed Forward, where we discuss more ways, wondering how the hell we got here.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Until next time, look for the lessons in the failure. Take care, everyone.